So today we're going to talk about two things, that's worksheet techniques and data linking. So today we're going to start off with the first one, where you're going to rename or insert and delete a worksheet. So okay, let me just take this out of the... So we have worksheets, which is now what you're seeing here. The whole of this page is a worksheet. So this is a worksheet, this is another one, this is another one. So a group of worksheets make a workbook. So we have this as a worksheet of which you can just work on it independently, or you can even decide to either delete, add another one. And yeah, like you can see mine here, they have names, so you can be able to like create one and give it a name and also a color. So in case maybe you want to add a new one, you just click on this icon here. This is a plus, so you click on that, you're going to add a new worksheet which will be highlighted and it will open that worksheet there and there. You want to rename it, right click, go to rename, and you can rename it whichever name that you want to give that. Hit on enter. You want to change the color, the same case, you will right click on the name and then you go to tab color. You can choose whichever color you think will be representative. So like me, I want to put red, and you can see Ruby red. So that's about, now that's inserting. That's just creating. Although you can also insert a new one by just go to whatever worksheet that you are in, then right click, go to this first option here, you click on that, and you have this dialog in case maybe you want to insert a worksheet, a chart, a macro, or a dialog. So you can just pick any of them. Also, you can go to office.com and pick some few templates, spreadsheets. You can be able to, you see, we have several. I have so many of them, so you can just decide to insert one of them directly there. Like you see, I have a time card, you want a billing statement, blood pressure tracker, etc. So these are templates. So if you want to like have several of them here, instead of maybe going back to, you remember when you are talking about creating a template, so you can, it's the same thing here. You right click, you go to insert, and you want to insert a spreadsheet solution. That will be a template. So you click on that one, you click on OK, it will insert that exact worksheet containing some mock data. So you just need to only delete whatever will be in that template and maybe input your own. But we want to create a new worksheet, so you just click on worksheet, you click on OK, the same thing. But yeah, remember it will come with an automated name here. So in case maybe you want to rename that, you just right click, you go to rename, same thing. If you want to delete, exactly the same, you just right click and you go here, click on delete, it will disappear. Now before we even move further, you can see we have another option here. You can see we have the protect sheet. For the view code, this one we are going to work on the advanced option, where you can create a button that will be doing several things. Like for example, I want to filter some names based on whatever I'm typing on an object which I've inserted. Okay, that will be moving too further. I'll show you. But in this case, the only thing here we are left with is now protecting the sheet. Suppose you have a workbook and you want to send that to maybe some of your colleagues, but you don't want them to tamper with anything. You just want them to just look, either have a look, or you just limit a certain area within that worksheet that you want them to type. But any other place, they do not be allowed. So before we even proceed, I think I should show you that. So suppose you don't want anyone to tamper with maybe whatever. The only thing that you want them to just do is maybe to type their country. Or maybe you want to have their names here. Names. That's the only thing that you want them to type. Or maybe their number or something of that sort. So you can protect the whole worksheet so that no one will be able to maybe tamper with everything. Now we are going to start off with the first one. You see the cell like this one, it's protected by default. In case maybe I decide to lock the whole of this worksheet, nothing will be able to be like, okay, let me first of all demonstrate. You see, like we have the whole of this worksheet. You click on a view, not even view, you go to review, then you go to protect worksheet. You can see here, you can input the password. Let me put 123, and you can select the options that you want users to be able to do, like select the cells, let's say for example you don't want anything to be done on that worksheet. So that's the password. You click on OK, and you're going to retype that password. You click on OK. So you can see everything here is locked. You cannot, even if you click, you can see the cell you're trying to change is on a protected sheet, so you cannot do anything. So you can only watch, but you can unprotect it by just going to the same. You just go to review, then unprotect, then you input your password, then you click on OK, and now you can go ahead and start typing whatever you want to type. Now you might want to, for example, I don't want to restrict the whole of this worksheet. The only thing that I want to do is to make sure no one is changing what I have here, but they can type their names. Okay, this is how you go about that. You just highlight everything, you right click, then you go to format cells, you go to protection on this tab here. Protection, you make sure this is unchecked, because all the cells they are all locked. So you uncheck that, you click on OK, and now the cells that you have here are unprotected. So now you just click anywhere, and then you click on protect the sheet, and go ahead and input your password. Make sure you use a strong one. Click on OK, then you input your password again, you click on OK, and you can see okay, I made a mistake. Just a minute, let me first of all unprotect. Yeah, so what I want people to be able to do is they can be able to select unlocked cells. Yes, no, I don't want them to do that. So okay, so you can see no one can be able to click any other point apart from the only place that you specified. Like for example, this one, this is a place where I want them to type their names, so I can comfortably type the name there all the way up to this end here. So you can selectively protect the sheet. So you can just go ahead and unprotect it, so that, and by there, like you can see, you have all the options that you can either to limit or to restrict. You can restrict them or maybe make them open, like selecting the locked cells, formatting the columns, rows, inserting columns. So you can fine tune your protection of that worksheet. So that was just a by the way anyway. So you have unprotect the sheet. If you want a certain place where you want people to interact with, all people can change anything. First of all, you unlock, because it will be locked. Now, for example, if I go back to the format cells, if I go to protection, remember we unlocked, so the cells are unlocked. So it's good to just keep them locked in case maybe you have a formula there. Click on OK. So any other cell here is locked. So you unlock first, and then you go ahead and lock the whole sheet. Same thing, you can protect the workbook. Still the same options. Someone cannot be able to move the workbook anywhere. So like you can see here, we can be able to move it any other place. You can protect such that no one can be able to insert a new one. So, but that is still will require a password. And you can be able to like make sure that the structure of that workbook cannot be tampered by anyone else apart from the one who knows the password. Yeah, so copying and moving the worksheets, so easy. I want to have the to move it. I want to move it from this point to anywhere in between, maybe another place. So this is the worksheet that we created. So I want to move this one. The only thing that you need to do, just right click on it, then you drag it. You click and drag, it will drop wherever you're going to drop it. You drop that, then you're going to have it here in between these two. Okay, copying. So copying, you have so many other ways. So you can be able to like you see this is a whole worksheet. Remember, you can just click on that, this corner, to copy the whole of it. You copy, and then you right click, then you click on insert worksheet, click on OK, then you come here, you paste. So you have a new worksheet there, and yeah, having exactly the same data. So that's copying. Now hiding and unhiding a worksheet. Maybe you don't want people to know, you want to create a facade. Remember we were talking about you can be able to hide the whole column, maybe the row, some cells, etc. But in this case, you can be able to hide the whole of that worksheet. Maybe you don't want people to even know that you have one, just creating a facade. you can just go to, let's go to this one, the hours here. Let's put some data in there. So now hours, it's now with some data. So I want to hide it. The only thing you need to do, right click and then you go to hide. Now the issue comes when you want to unhide that. Okay, it's equally easy, but sometimes when you're not seeing that, it's usually very hard. You might not even know whether there's anything hidden, although you can just know. Go to one of the worksheets here, you right click on any of them, click on unhide, and then you're going to get a list of all the hidden sheets, and then you click on the one that you want to unhide. Like for this case, I want to unhide this one. Click on OK, and it will come back. And you want to, instead of, like for example, I want to get the total for this was Monday. Let me reduce the size. This was Tuesday, or maybe it's the month. This was January, February, and we are talking about the sales all the way to now. I want the totals. Now this is the total, but I don't have a way of doing that. So there's another formula. We call that 3D. I have the tables. They are all similar. Like for example, you want to have the sales for January, February, March, April, all the way up to whatever end of your worksheet. So you have a huge workbook containing maybe the sales for the whole of that year, and you have the tables. And remember, you'll have to have the tables within the same. They must be within the same location in their own sheet. Like you can see this one. The table is starting from A1. Okay, the data is the same. This is just for demonstration. You might not have the same one. So you see, we have a table here, we have another one here, another one here, another one here, all the way up to now we have the total. In this case, I want to have the total for everything. This might be now the December when I'm making all the totals. I want to have the totals for everything. So this is where now the grouping will come in. What I need to do, just type your formula which you want to associate with whatever the calculation you want to do. Like in this case, I want to have the sum. Hit the tab, and I can highlight the first table like this. And before you do anything else, you can just press on Shift, and you see this one is the selected one. I want to group all of them. So pressing on Shift, you can see my Shift is I've already pressed on it. You go and click the worksheet, so they are all grouped, and you can see now it's now summing everything all the way from sheet 1, and this is the total. So it's from sheet 1 all the way to total. So you press, you cross your formula like that, hit on enter. You can see this, you're getting 7. Now this is because it didn't pick everything all the way down. It picked only the first cell here, the second cell here, the third one here. So if you want that to be representative of everything all around here, you can just go back to your formula. Then instead of just having a D2, this is just a cell reference. Make sure you give it a range. You highlight all the way up to the end there, hit on enter, and you can see now we have the totals for this column, this other column, all the way. And you can go ahead and now start using the fill handle to calculate that. So yeah, that's how now grouping works. It will help you when you want to do one thing in several worksheets. So I'll go directly to freezing the rows and the columns. Now this is another one which is equally interesting. You see, when you have a data set like this and you want to see let me first of all my header. Now this is the header. When I scroll down, you see it will disappear together with the other rows, so it will just disappear like that. But when I come to like a place like this, I don't know what this is represented on. So I don't know whether this population of which year, I don't know this other one here. So the best thing will be like you freeze the whole of this header here, so that when you're scrolling, it will just remain there, so that you can cross-reference whatever column you're working on, or you can do the same even for the rows. So this is how you go about that. You just click on the cell. Like I want to only freeze the headers. I don't want to freeze this column. I just only want to freeze this header here. So you will just go to, you see this is the header, you go one cell down, and then you go to view, you click on freeze the panes, you click on freeze panes. Now the whole of this, even you can see this kind of an underline there. If you scroll down, it will be frozen, so it will stay there until you unfreeze that. So you want to go back, you unfreeze it, so it can disappear. So the same case will apply when you want to freeze the column. You go to the first cell here. Now this is the column. You go to now this second cell there. You click on freeze. You freeze the panes. So when you navigate, you can see it's frozen. So you can actually tell exactly what is represented in that row, because it will just remain there. Again, the same thing, you just unfreeze in case maybe you don't want that to persist. But in other cases, you want to freeze both the columns, the column, the whole of it, and the rows. So in that case, now I want to freeze this. So I go one cell this direction, which means I'm going to freeze the whole of that column. But again, I want also to freeze the whole of this, the row. So the headers. So I'll go one cell down like that, and then I go to freeze, click on freeze the panes. You can see when I go down, my header is frozen. When I go sideways, it will still be frozen. So you see, might be very handy. The same thing, you unfreeze and you get everything back to normal. Sometimes you might want to split your window. Okay, we have several ways. Maybe you're working on 2 worksheets or maybe 2 workbooks, but you want them to be side by side. So you can use the view from the window. Like you can press on Windows and left facing direction. You can see now it will squeeze itself on this end here. And again, now I want another one here, so I can select whatever I want to be on my right, click on that. Now I have 2 windows which are separate, but now they have different worksheets. So this is this one, and I have another one, so I can work in between them. Like for example, when I'm doing data linking, I want to link maybe this cell to this table. That will be very, very good, because you see, I can be able to like highlight or say I want this one to be is equals to now this. I can just go ahead and highlight that, so it will link exactly that worksheet and the cell or the range that you have selected. So that's how that usually work. But again, you still have the inbuilt functionalities of splitting the windows. This one, so wherever you want to go and like I want to split my data from this point here, let's say from this corner there, so you can just click on a split and it will split. Now you see I have my data split into several ways. Like you can see now I have another header here. I can go ahead and split that. I want this to be somewhere there. I can split it again, and you can see I have the header there, and I can go ahead and work with that independently. When it comes to data linking, you can have a source of data, like you have another workbook or another worksheet somewhere, but you want that to be linked to something else, so that if there is any change in that data source, that change will also reflect on whatever maybe worksheet you are working on. So we have a master database, that's the master worksheet, and then we have now the one that you're working on. You have so many ways of linking that, and I remember creating something like table of content. That's when you want to link a worksheet to a certain cell, so that you click on that, it will take you. That's still data linking, and we are going to start off with that. So I can just go ahead and I want to create one here. So this will be sheet what, I don't know, this blank one here, I want to call it maybe table of contents. And remember, we can go ahead and make a new color for that. I want something like, yeah, let's just have that looking like that. Now I want to create, okay, sheet, this should be sheet 1. sheet 2, highlight them, they go there to sheet 6. Now I want, when I click on this cell here, it will take me to sheet 1. This other one will take me to sheet 2, all the way just that direction. So what you need to do, just after you highlight whatever cell that you want to link to a particular worksheet, right click on that, then you go to link this one here, you click on that, you're going to have this pop up here, and I want to link within a place in this document. So I click on a place in this on this document, and when you click on this, it's going to open all the sheets that you have open. And now you can see I have sheet 1 all the way to sheet 5. I want sheet 5 to be linked to this other one, so this is this sheet here. Click on OK, and you can see it will change. So you can see now this is hyperlinked, and there's an address. When you hover your mouse there, there's an address to that sheet. You can do the same here, right click, you link, place in this document. I want 4, okay, right click, all the way to, this will be 3, click on OK, can link all the way to, that will be now number 2, click on OK. Now the final one, I want to link that to sheet 1, click on OK. Now you can see they have changed the color, they're even hyperlinked. And you can even use a shape. Let's go to shapes. Where are you? Pictures. Now I want the shapes. Let's have that one. Right click on that, then I click on it, then you can link. Click on that linking, and select whatever you want that to be linked to. Like I want this to be sheet 5. Click on OK. Now this is linked. You can see if I click on that, it will take me to sheet 5. So this is just the same as linking a certain cell. So the good thing about this is you can move it to wherever you want. Move it here, can move it, and it will go with a code. So click on it, you click on it, it will take you exactly there. So let me go back and click on the cell. Now I want to go to sheet number 4. Click on that, it will take you to sheet number 4. So that's just linking. Now I want to take this a step further. I want us to now start linking this worksheet to another one, and in that case we can start within this the same worksheet like the one we have here, and we can also take this further to now between the sheets, and we can now even take that further to now between workbooks. We are going to start with the sheets. It's easy. The simplest one I usually tell someone to use, you can either use the Power Query etc, but we have the simplest one, just typing is equals to, and then clicking on the cell that you want to link that to. Click on that, hit on enter, and you can see this will be this cell here. You can drag this all the way down, it will go and pick whatever will be in that cell, the adjacent cell. You can again drag all the way to, how many columns you have here? 1 2 3 4. So we have 4 there. Now you see we are getting zeros here because when you click on that, this will be D1. You click on this one, it will take you to E1, which is this one. But if you want the whole of this table to go exactly here, you go to this first worksheet here, type is equals to, then you click on the first cell there. I want that one, hit on enter, and then you can go ahead and drag all the way down, and you can drag it across. So which means it will come here and drag whatever the cell was there. If you click on this, you can see this is linked to the cell here. Let's see if I change something, this there will be a change here. Let's put something like 200 there. Enter, you can see we have a change here. The same case, let's just put a name instead of a number, it will be more obvious. You can see it will change. So this will change in real time. But when you link data, sometimes maybe using something like Power Query, you'll have to refresh to get that data. Now this is now between two tables which are within the same worksheet. Now let's go to between the sheets. I want to have let me just create a new color there, that one, and I want this to go to this other one here. I have this one as black. I want to copy whatever is here okay, let's just create a new, we are going to create a new one. Let's say it's now sheet 7. Now sheet 1, I want to link sheet 1, whatever will be in that table, to this sheet 7. The only thing that you need to do, just go to the first cell there, or the cell where you want to copy or to refer to, and then put is equals to, and then you click on the worksheet, this one, click on it, and then you click on whatever cell that you want to start off with. I want to start with the header here, click on that there, then you hit on enter, and you can see now it picked that in a different worksheet. So you can go ahead and now start dragging, and you can see we have them there. Then I can go ahead and I don't know how many they are. Let me take it a little bit further until you start getting zeros. So you can just go ahead and delete. I'll show you during the formula time how you can be able to like make sure you don't bring with you the zeros. Now you can see now whatever we have here is exactly what we have in this sheet here. Okay, so you can see now everything that we have here will be replicated here, and it will be in real time. So this is linking between the sheets. And let's say, for example, I change something here. Let's put everything like 1,000, a huge number, so that we see whether that will be reflected here. Go back there, you can see it has changed. So that's linking in between them. Yeah, so you can also link between the workbooks, which is something also very interesting. It will just go the same way, but you have several methods. One, you can use Power Query. Again, you can also use whatever you're using here. You just click on is equals to, and then you go open that worksheet. You click on the tab and the cell that you want. It will just highlight everything. Let me just do that. So I now have 2 of them which are open, and I can be able to, I want now to link now sheet 2 to a new workbook here, a new worksheet that is. So I have a new worksheet here. So the only thing that I need to make sure they're open, that's the easiest way. They are open. Mine are open. I have now the first one, and I want to link a table here from this. Let's say this is the data source. Remember, we're now splitting the screen like we demonstrated above. So just go here, type is equals to, and then take your mouse out to whatever cell that you want to start off with, click on it, and you can see now this is the cell address. Hit on enter, you can see it depicts everything here. Again, you can just go ahead and drag all the way to up to that okay, so this is not linking the way I want. Now let me drag it again so that you can see where the issue is. Now after dragging, you can see everything here is it's fixed. So it's going back to the same table, picking the same cell. So remember, when we said that if you want to pick several different things, you can just remove the $sign, which usually fix whatever you have as cell addresses. So just go back here, highlight your cell like that. This is now the reference. You can press on F4, or you can just go ahead and just remove that $sign. Hit on enter. You're going to still have that description, but now the cells will be dynamic. Grab them like that, and you can see it will pick now the adjacent cells there. You can just take it all the way down, goes to 26, and you can see everything will be exactly like this. Now if I change, let's go ahead and start changing things here. Let's say we type something in several cells. You can see these are totally different workbooks, but they are communicating because they are linked. Now you change anything in in the master one, this is the master, it will change whatever you have on the workbook that you're working on. So that's now between the sheets. But now I have something else which is better. Instead of maybe dealing with fixing the cells and fixing them, you can just go ahead and just use this, just only one cell, this one, you say is equals to, and then you come to the table that you want to link that data to. Then click on the first cell there, then highlight the whole of that table like that. Hit on enter, and then you're going to have everything there. But now the good thing will be everything now will come with the same cell. Now because this is cell, this is just the single cell, which is now because of the formula here, that the one that we have here, everything is now spilling over. That's why you can see some kind of a highlight here. Yeah, so that's now between them. If you don't want to struggle with the dollar sign etc, you can just use the same. Okay, let's just do it again. Is equals to, then you go and highlight whatever area that you want, then hit on enter. You're going to have that table going to where you want that to be linked to. Sometimes you might have data on the web, like you have it somewhere like Wikipedia or any other place, but you don't want to copy paste, because now sometimes you copy paste, you might not get exactly good figures. So what I usually do, let's go first of all and open our website. I don't know which today I'm going to use what should I, okay, countries. My keyboard today I'm using a very buggy one. Wikipedia. Let's see whether we are going to find a table in that site. Oh, countries, not country. I don't know if they have. Let's see. Go back. No. Why am I not get a list of countries? Now you see we have a very, very nice table here. And when you copy paste, maybe you're not going to get such good data. So the good thing, you can use Power Query. Now that's when we start now getting to something else. Power Query. So you can use Power Query to get data from another worksheet, or maybe another workbook, or even getting from another table but within the same Excel. You can get that from even PDF, but now we want to get this from the website. So make sure you click on this link. We want the link. Control copy, go back to Excel. This is the Excel that you want. Then you go to data, and then you have several options here. You click on get data from, then you have so many options. You can get from another workbook, from CSV, from this is a Python file, from PDF, etc, from database, whatever database you want. If you are connected yours to SQL database from Azure, you can get that. But now I'm interested in this option here. Where am I going? Data from the web. So you click on from the web, to load, and then you're going to have this pop-up. Now the only thing you need is the URL. This might take forever, because sometimes I don't know why they're usually very slow. You click on OK, it will load depending on maybe the speed or whatever. I don't, sometimes usually take longer. Now you can see in that web, you can see we have several options. You click on this is one of the tables. You can have this another document. This is just a HTML table. So we are interested in this one here. Make sure that is highlighted, and then you have several other options here. You can either load directly if you want that to be exactly what you want to pick from that. You can just click on load. If you click on load, just go ahead and grab that table and convert everything to a table, and you're going to have your data within that. You can see we have everything that was in that, just only that table which was in that website.